Synthetic biology is probably the most exciting market for me myself because it's one of our longest tail markets, but it's also one of our fastest growing segments, and it's probably one of the fastest growing segments in the life sciences, full stop. And the reason I'm personally super excited by synthetic biology are the organizations in synthetic biology we don't need to educate, right? They think like us already. They have the same level, if not more, of ambition for what they want to bring in the world through their technology, through their biotechnologies. And they understand that their ability to leverage that change fundamentally rests on their ability to innovate and their ability to automate to enable that innovation.
Yeah, synthetic biology is really exciting because that's where a lot of the startups are going. And when you work with these different companies and startups and organizations, what they all do is they look at different ways in science. How can they manipulate the science to be able to achieve, whether it's different types of cell cultures, to be able to test drugs on without using, like, it could be animals or humans. So it allows a different layer of testing, and therefore you can screen drugs quicker and be able to find targets for compounds for drug discovery in the future.
For me, synthetic biology is something that I personally feel very passionate about because it's about the cell culture, especially in the development of alternative meat products. For example, is something that we just came back from SLAS, which is the biggest event for Society of Laboratory Automation and Screening. Cell culture, especially space, is exploding because as we know, meat is a massive cause of pollution in the world, but also the entire system around how we produce meat, and the animal welfare is completely is cause of many tension, so I think use new technology can really address many of the challenges.
You look at the news today, what's happening in certain parts of the country, and the investment in that, whether it's for synthetic meat or other types of testing or other things. You can see from a standpoint of the future, what people want to eat in the future, what they don't want to eat. It's really, really important.
Synthetic biology is moving very fast, and I think given how recent it is, and compared to some of the other areas of scientific discovery, you have individuals who are much more open to using more novel instruments and tools and methods that are just coming to the market, and for that reason alone, it really makes our solution an appealing one.
I think come and speak to us is firstly, because what you will find is really come and talk to us about what use cases and what kind of companies we're talking to and what type of people we're talking to about lab automation. And you'd be surprised at the fact that you'll be able to use your science background if that's what you want to use, or your engineering background, and you'll be speaking to customers that are scientists, lab managers, but they're also business managers, and you'll be able to find and understand the whole process of what's happening in science sort of at the forefront.
And what I would say to an individual who is, rightly so, thinking about I've just spent my career in the quote-unquote life sciences side of the life sciences, if that makes sense, is that more often than not, what we're seeing, the people who come to Automata and succeed and thrive have felt the pain, right? I think those are our best hires. You know why what we do matters. You've worked in a lab, you've managed a lab, you've sold into a lab, whatever your career has been, and you saw the downsides of no or partial automation present in that laboratory and how it got in the way of that organization being able to achieve its potential.